Hi there! You clicked on this video, you know what you're in store for, so without further ado, let's get to it. So you might be thinking to yourself, okay, so I'm done with all this paperwork that I've been working on for the last 2 months. Now what? First of all, you might want to think about your plans for the summer. Duh, Stella, obviously. My plans for the summer are that I'm going to camp. Obviously you are. But how long is your camp? Where is it? Are you traveling afterwards? If you are, did you make your plans yet? If you haven't, don't worry. You can check out this video to see my recommendations on top 10 things that I like best in the US. Anyways, all of those things are gonna be important when you're gonna be packing. So speaking of packing, I got some tips and tricks for you. First of all, when talking about packing, ask your camp director about a list. Most of the directors will be happy to provide you with a list of things you might need at their camp. But, it doesn't end there, does it? Now, if you already made your plans, or at least you kind of have the rough idea of where you're gonna go after camp, think about that too while you're packing. Because, I don't know, your camp might not require you to have a swimsuit, right? But you might want to go lay on those beautiful beaches of Santa Monica or Venice, and then you're gonna be like, uh-oh, I didn't bring a swimsuit. Don't worry, I got you. Still on the topic of packing, don't overpack. I know first time going to the US can be crazy. You might be like, oh my God, I need to bring every single thing that I have in my wardrobe. No, you do not. And trust me on that. I mean, I've been there. I overpacked plenty of times and I was regretting that later on. Because then you end up in a situation where you're like walking around a mall and you just want to buy yourself some new nice clothes and you can't because you don't have any space in your luggage. Now, of course, some of you might be like, whatever, I'm just gonna buy another one. Sure, that could work too. But for those of you who don't really feel like paying extra, however much it is, don't overpack. Your camp is gonna let you do your laundry more than once. Don't worry. You literally do not need to pack 300 t-shirts. Also, a little bit of the topic of packing comes number 3. Make a list of places you want to visit. Now, technically, I know for those of you who love to plan things, you can plan everything while still at home. You know, like book your trips and book your hotels and, you know, just do all of the crazy stuff. Yeah, you can do that if you like want to travel on your own, or I don't know, you're traveling with a friend and you guys already know that you're gonna meet up there and you're gonna go wherever you need to go. Sure. But from my experience, I'm gonna tell you one secret thing. Some of the best companions to travel are at camp. Yeah, really. You don't even know how many great people I've met at my camp. And honestly, a lot of them don't have travel plans while coming to camp. Or, you know, they have the rough idea, the list that I told you about. So you know what you gotta do? Make that list. Right now, take a piece of paper and write down what you want to see. Do it. It doesn't take a long time. And it's fun. At number 4 comes the thing that probably falls under a little bit under packing too. Make a quick Google search of your camp. Now you might be like, why would I need to do that? And I mean, sure, you don't really need to do that, but it gives you a rough idea on, I don't know, for example, what do I really need to pack to be there? Or like, what do I have to prepare myself mentally for, you know? And coming back a little bit to the topic of packing again, comes number 5, which is make a checklist for your documents and anything that you think is like important, like it's an absolute must-have to have, you know? So on that list, for example, I would put my DS or my permit to work, which you're gonna get with your passport when you're getting your visa. And another thing, of course, your passport. I mean, I don't think that I really need to explain this to you guys, but you need your passport to come to the US, you know? Also, it would be nice to have some emergency contacts on a piece of paper. I always usually also take my health insurance, which is also important to have. And circling back a little bit to Googling your place, well, check the temperature. And I'm not only talking about the temperature during the day. I don't need to check the temperature. My camp is in California. It's gonna probably be like, I don't know, 30 degrees Celsius. No. My camp is also in California. Now, yes, during the day, it gets pretty hot. I would say like 20-ish, 30-ish degrees, right?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
But during the night, it gets around 8.
What?
So please do Google the temperature to the best of your possibilities. Now, you might be thinking, well, I need a SIM card. Will I really need that internet? Will I really need that US phone number? To all of those, I'm gonna say yes and no. Because you might be a person who's like, oh, I don't really care about contacting my family. I don't really care about Googling stuff. I don't really care about using the GPS, or I have other ways to do that. I mean, yes, of course, it's all valid. But I will tell you that I've been to the US, I've been to camp, with and without the SIM card. And I gotta say, having the SIM card there just gives you this extra sense of like security, you know? Now, if you get an eSIM card, you don't really need to take out your own SIM card in the first place. You will have it in your phone. And it is possible to get that SIM card while you're still in your country, at home. Just do it online. For example, last year, I used Mint Mobile, and I think it cost me like $20 total to get like unlimited calls, text, and internet for those 2 months. You might not really need the SIM card when you're getting there, because you might be like, oh, I'm just gonna be at camp for the next 2 months, whatever. But you might want to think about getting it for the traveling part, you know? Now, speaking of traveling, you might want to rent a car. And this is unfortunately when the things are getting a little bit trickier. You might be like, come on, what is the problem really? I just need my driver's license and some cash. Not really. What you need to have if you want to rent a car in the US is a credit card. And unfortunately, I'm saying this because, I mean, come on, people at our age, I mean, you know, but let's be honest, not a lot of people in our age have a credit card, right? And that's where things get a little trickier. Now, from my experience, I can tell you this. For the 4 times that I've been to US, only 1 time I was able to rent a car without having a credit card. So those places exist. Depending on where you are, I mean, you can do a Google search, really trying to find those places. Maybe you might have to make a phone call or 2, you know, but it is possible. Any advice I can give you on that? Either travel with an American citizen, which, you know, chances are they have their own car, and probably they do. And maybe they want to travel and you can hang along, or find somebody with a credit card, or look for the place that does not require a credit card, or just travel using Ubers, planes, trains, buses. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. It's honestly not even that hard to travel around. You just need to make some Google searches, maybe ask some local people. One last piece of advice that I'm gonna give you on renting a car. If you got a person in your group that you're traveling with that is at age or above age 26, your car rental is gonna be actually cheaper. And circling back a little bit to the Paycard, I have something for you that I find very, very helpful on any of my travels. It's TransferWise. Now, they didn't really sponsor this video, but I genuinely like their service and I want to pitch it to you because you guys, listen up. You can be paid at your camp in many different ways, either via check, cash, or on a prepaid debit card. I love to have TransferWise. First of all, you can transfer there any currency that you want and it's gonna take it in. It's not gonna lose any money. I'm gonna put a link below so you can sign up with my link and actually get like 15 pounds off of using the card. So it's a great offer. Take it or leave it, your choice, of course. But why do I want to pitch this card to you? I've heard most of the camps are paying you on like debit cards, right? So you're left with this card and you're like, maybe you want to spend all the money in the US. If you want to, well, maybe that's not really an issue to you. But what I like to do is right after I get that money on my card is just transfer it to my TransferWise and have those money there. Because at the end of the day, if you're flying back home, the card that you get a camp is useless. But TransferWise, you can use all over the world and it's gonna work. And maybe later at home, you just want to withdraw some money from that. Or you just want to pay the different currency. You can, you know, just transfer to another account on your TransferWise little thing. It's honestly so much fun. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm recommending TransferWise to you. Speaking about money, have some cash. Of course, you're gonna get paid. That comes without question. But trust me, you might want to have some cash in the beginning. Just before even you started your work at camp, right? You're flying in the US and you're hungry. You want to grab a coffee. It's been a long journey. I mean, come on. It's been like, what, 12 hours? Or maybe you just simply have to take a bus to get to your camp. Or if you're like me and you're just the luckiest person on earth. A couple years back, my suitcase was gone. Luckily enough, I had like a t-shirt, and I had like one full outfit in my carry-on. It's not enough to have a camp. So what did I have to do? I had to buy all those essentials in Walmart. Now, yeah, you do need cash to do that. Nobody's gonna give you that money. I mean, maybe you can borrow it from somebody, but do you really want to go through that? It's better to just have like $100 coming in, you know, just have 100. It's enough. It's more than enough, but it's gonna like give you a sense of security when you're actually going through what I went through, you know? And those lost suitcases, it depends. Like I've waited on mine for 2 weeks, so I really had to like get a bunch of outfits. I spent the whole 100 in Walmart that day, but it made me go through the summers. Better safe than sorry, guys. Remember that. And quick side note, speaking about Walmart, don't bring your pillow with you. If you need a pillow at camp, and I mean, chances are you might not get one, right? Just buy one at Walmart. You can get one, like a pretty decent one, for like literally $3. So don't take up your space in the suitcase. I mean, just don't do that. But Stella, what kind of shoes do I have to take to camp? My answer is simple. Crocs. The meme shoes that everybody was making fun of. They are comfy. They're, you know, the air is just flowing through them. They're light. They don't take up too much space. And they are considered closed-toe shoes. So if your camp requires you to have closed-toe shoes on, put on them Crocs, you know? And they got the sport mode on. So if you really gotta walk, just put them in a sport mode. We're almost getting to the end, I promise. I just really wanted this video to be informative for you and just kind of give you the sense of security before going to camp. Now, remember when I told you to Google your camp? Now I'm warning you, there might be some wildlife. Oh my God, what does it mean? Anything, really. From bobcats to owls, to coyotes, to frogs or otters, whatever, wherever you are. I mean, you can even have bears, or did I say that yet? But don't be scared. Chances are, and I mean, to be honest, like 100% chances are, this wildlife has been there way before you. Have some respect for it, you know? Probably if there is some wildlife at your camp, your camp director or anybody from the staff who's been there before can tell you something about it. Listen, the most important part of all is to have fun. I mean, come on, you went to camp. You have a chance to be a child again. Trust me on that. Camp is a great place to just lose your old self. Be a new you know? Nobody really knows you there. So it gives you a perfect opportunity to discover yourself from the beginning. Nobody's gonna really judge you there. It's a perfect place. It's a magical place. It's a beautiful place. And speaking of having fun, get that camp playlist ready. If you got Spotify, just simply build a playlist. Like it's child friendly, does not have any inappropriate words. Just in general, even if the song doesn't have curse words in it, doesn't mean it's appropriate. Now, if you're not somebody who is typically an English speaker, you might not get some contexts, you know. So you might just want to Google those lyrics sometimes. Anyways, I hope I answered most of your questions that were circling around in your brain. And if you do have any more, please comment below and I'm gonna try to answer more of them. I hope you guys have a beautiful summer. Goodbye.